Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Let's Play the new Legend of Zelda First Quest live. Excuse me. I am Nitro6003, and as I said 2 weeks ago, we're going to be starting these live sessions here. Just going to wait a couple of minutes here, maybe one or two at most, to see if anyone comes into the chat. I have it on my phone. At some point I'll get it up on my computer as well so I can type back to you guys, but if you have any questions, comments, certainly put them in the chat and I'll try to answer them live here on screen. What we're going to be doing today is going for about an hour or so, see how much we can get done of this new Legend of Zelda First Quest by Matthew Blue Fox. And the live recordings will continue every other week, I believe. So I'm going to give you the schedule for right now. So we will have a live recording next week, which is the 3rd of September. And then we will be taking 1 week off. And then continuing on the 17th of September. And so on and so forth. So like I said, just give it a few minutes here to let people get into the chat. So far, nobody is there just yet. But again, this is fresh for me as it is for you guys. So again, just giving myself a minute to let people get into the chat. This will hopefully get better and better, and we'll have more people here as time goes on. But let's get started here anyway. So this is New Legend of Zelda First Quest by Matthew Blue Fox. And we're going to be doing this quest here for you guys. And obviously if you press the space bar, you have access to the overworld map. So the first thing we're going to need to do here is obviously grind up some money and some resources here to get our blue ring and our white sword. We will probably get at least one level done, if not more. I'm sure we'll get more than one level done. We were able to get so much done the last time. There's one bomb. We need at least 2 to get the white sword. There's still some things that you cannot do that Matt took out of this quest here. First of all, you cannot get the magical sword until later, unfortunately. That's one of the things he took out. Just looking for that second bomb here. Those flashy hearts that you see are double heart refills. And I think I just missed the bombable wall. There we go. Luckily for me, I did get a second bomb there. Hopefully I'll get another one before we go up towards where the second heart container is. So just trying to kill some enemies here to get some bombs and money. Just scouting around here for money, as well as bombs. Ah, there's good. That is my second bomb. Okay. Third, technically third, but... And you'll see you start off with 3 magic jars in this quest here. And this screen is quite dangerous to go on with all the levers and stuff. you don't want to fight with them if you don't have to. So far, I've been missing all my bomb spots, which is kind of not like me. Alright, so we gotta go this way to get the letter. And the 100 rupees that's over here. And as always, there are 2 overworlds in this quest. Hyrule and Lorule. This is a good introduction to this kind of thing. And I'm really glad to be doing it. Honored as well. So as I mentioned 2 weeks ago, for those of you who are following those videos as well, I'm going to finish this quest first and then go right into Maxi next. I have already done all of the other ones as far as LPs are concerned. I'm not going to redo all of them, just simply because of time. But I do promise to do this one and Maxi. So this is one of your whistle spots, by the way, to get into Lorule. Gotta be really careful with this lion out here. Especially with no armor. So now we make our way back around. And now that we have the white sword, things will be easier. Hello, clock. I am going to leave one enemy on some of these screens here just to make my life easier. Especially when we get to Lorule. I am keeping my eye on the chat. And there's a 30 here as well. Gotta save up for that blue ring. Gotta get the candle first. And yes, the candle does use magic. There's a lot of good comments on that first video for the live recording, so I'm really excited to be doing this. And a 10 here. So nothing too extraordinary there. This is a shop. And don't forget, you do start off with the arrow, but you do have to buy the bow. And if you burn this bush here, normally you would get a heart container, but as you saw in my original LP, that has been removed. Get some of these secrets here to try to cut down on some of the grinding time. And a lot of these secrets you should kind of already know if you've played any of the original Zeldas or anything like that. And I like that he gives you the slash to begin with, which is nice. And these we'll get later, the super bombs. When we pretty much have nothing left to buy. And I believe, if I remember correctly, keys are 1-to-1 in this quest. I will refresh my memory when we do level 1, but I'm almost positive keys were 1-to-1 in this quest. Fairies, by the way, restore your magic as well as your life. So there's really no excuse to not have full magic at any given time. So let's go get the bow. And then we'll continue on from there. Start working our way towards the next step, which is getting the blue ring. And here's where you find your bow. And this is where you'll find your blue ring. And I believe the hammer is here as well. Yeah, hammer is here as well. Thank goodness there's a fairy fountain right here. really good to get these screens down to as few as you can. So we'll go get the power bracelet. Obviously, up, left, down, left is your Lost Woods maze, as I think it is always will be and always is and always will be in every Zelda game you play. There's really no reason to change it, I suppose. I mean, you could grind here as well if you'd like. And this is probably going to be your hardest screen to do. But again, just follow my little path through there and you'll be fine. Alright, so now we'll go back to the start with F6, just faster that way. One of the things I really like about this particular quest is that it does force you to really know the original first quest before playing it. And I say that because, you know, it's not just good enough to say, well, I know where everything is the first quest. Well, it is nice, but, you know, again, you can't depend on that in order to get everything in this quest. And I'll explain that as we go. It really kind of doesn't help you until the second half of the game, rather. And we're going to get the hammer. And then there's a easy 100 rupees we can get right back. And we'll go tag a level 1. And I'm hoping by the end of level 1, possibly level 2, we should have enough money to get that blue ring. I really do like to have it, but right now the enemies are being a little on the stingier side. So that is that. If you're having trouble with this quest, Matt leaves it totally unlocked in Z Quest, so you can feel free to go in and look at where everything is and, you know, find and just, you know, use it as a resource. You know, you can look at and see where all your money is, where all the portals are. You know, you can do all that. I know there's a 30 here. And if it's a secret here in Laurel, it is a penalty in Hyrule. Just so you know. And I walked right into 2 enemies and had my first game over live on camera. Anyway. I should have gotten the blue ring first. Anyway, doesn't matter. I did beat it before Deathless, so I know I can do it when I'm not careless. And I was being too careless around those moblins there. Because if I had gone to level 1, I wouldn't have had that problem. Because I would have had the boomerang coming out. I am going to try to get these last 20 rupees so I can get the blue ring. And of course now I'm getting the stopwatches too. And now I'll start making my way over. So yeah, this is your portal to Laurel. I forgot how much those moblins hurt because I usually don't go over there until I have the blue ring anyway. And I really should have been more careful. And I will be much more careful for the rest of this LP and future LPs. So we will not have that happen again. And this will, of course, help us the rest of the way as well. You really can't get the red ring until later anyway, so... And I like how he changed it to a blue instead of, I think it's like light blue or light white. I'm not actually sure what it is in the original Legend of Zelda. But now we take less damage, so that'll certainly make things better for us in terms of survival. Yeah, I don't... Alright, so let's head over to level 1 now. And with the blue ring and everything else, I believe survival should be pretty much next to much better now. So here's one of your door repair charges. I didn't have that much money, so I figured I'd show it off. So that will be a plus money in Laurel. Alright, into level 1, the Eagle. And no, you cannot enter and exit the level to get more stuff. It is really nice to have the blue ring. And of course the white sword. There's really no excuse for you not to have the blue ring at this point. I mean, and the whites, especially the white sword. You know, bombs are not hard to come by. They're not expensive. So reality really should not have a problem with that. So yeah, keys are 1-to-1 in this quest. Just as you're doing it and thinking about it. So don't bother with the bombable walls, because you have to go into every room anyway in order to find all the keys. So no one in the live chat, so I might move the live recordings to a different day if this day is not good for people, because I want you guys to interact with me. That's the whole purpose of it. And there's your compass. So yeah, see, that door would normally be locked in the original, but he took out some of the keys, the excess keys. So there are no more excess keys in this quest. If you play through the first quest, you can have like 20 keys at the end or something like that. There's so many. And now this is a screen where it tells you that. So no more luxurious keys. And we'll be coming back to that room in just a moment. So yeah, now instead of keys, you get money. Which also helps you pay for stuff. Key in here. So after we complete this, we will go straight to Maxi. And I'm gonna need your help as far as choosing what I want, choosing the options. Or I might just do a coin flip or something like that if nobody's in the chat, but I would much rather do it with you guys in the chat. So now we continue back through the backtracking portion of level 1. To get the map. And so the wooden boomerang is far more guarded than it was in the original first quest. I believe it had only 3 Garayas in the first quest. Into our Wallmaster room. And again, no key. Heart container. And obviously Triforce. And then after we complete Maxi, I am going to do a different quest after that. I'm going to do Link to the Past Randomizer. I'm going to do a couple of those. And then at some point we will do BS Randomizer live as well. Oh, so yeah, you still have the 100 and the 10 on these screens as well. But I don't need the money at this very second, so I'm going to leave those hundreds there. I will pick them up later, because there's a lot of big items that we need later. Like super bombs, etc., etc. So we'll pick those up later. And this is why I highly recommend leaving as few enemies on these screens as possible. It'll make your life so much easier going through them. Especially when we get to Lorule. And you do need bow and arrow to enter level 2. So into the moon we go. And, you know, the value of the white sword goes way, way down in this quest as well. What do I mean by that? Well, sadly, you already find stronger ropes in this level. So already you're fighting level 2 ropes and stuff like that. So basically, your stuff doesn't last as long. So, FYI there, however you want to look at it. And I believe in the original Legend of Zelda Deluxe, I believe, if I remember correctly, this is where you got your candle. And I think now it's just money. And we're never ever gonna come back here, so we'll pick it up. And obviously you go this way to get your map. And there's your compass first. And you have level 2, I mean, not the sword shooters, but you still have level 2 Stalfoses, as well as level 2 ropes. So it just shows you that already your white sword is kind of getting not as, you get a lot less use out of it in this quest. Still nobody in the chat yet, so hopefully that'll be something that, you know, people will start joining us. And your magical boomerang is, of course, in here. I mean, if you're lucky, you might get a clock in here, but you really don't need it. There's your magical boomerang. I mean, there's really nothing special about it, just sparkles. It does not stun bubbles or anything like that. And Dodongo is not your boss in this quest. That's where your boss key is, though, so you do have to go in here. Yeah, at least these guys don't shoot swords at you, so that's a good thing. I mean, you probably are wondering why you're getting so many arrows. Well, that's why, because the boss of this is a Goma. And no, it does not take one shot to kill him. So, I mean, I know in some quests you can make the boomerang kill simple enemies and stuff and stronger and whatever, but not in this one. And the same happens when you get your magical sword, by the way. And the only dungeon that I'm probably not going to do map completion in is going to be level 9. For obvious reasons. I mean, so you already have level 2 wall masters. And of course level 1 wall masters. And yeah, they give you a ton of arrows in this, so there's no excuse for you not to have enough arrows. Usually I don't have this much trouble with a simple Goma. Ah! Luckily I had extra arrows. I don't want to go back through the door because otherwise I may not have enough arrows. Eeks. You know, whenever you're doing live recordings is when you mess up the most, and that's where your boss key is. Your boss key lock, I should say. The key was where the Goma is. And there's still all the money on these screens too, by the way, which you can get. And really the quickest way to the next level is kind of F6ing back to the start. And we're 37 minutes in now. And there's nobody in the chat, which kind of worries me. Hopefully in our next video we'll get some people in the chat. Oh, in case you were wondering what's on these screens here, so you have arrows here and bombs on that screen up next to it. And I am gonna buy a potion. I usually don't like to buy a potion this early, but considering I already died once, it's probably better that I do. Just in case I have a problem with level 3, which I don't believe I should. It's one of the easier levels in this quest. But just in case. I need the candle to get in. I will not use F6 to cheat death, by the way. If I see I'm going to die, I'm going to just take the death. You know, but if I can speed things up a little bit, I will. Alright, so here you have Gibdos. So yeah, they don't waste time. I mean, obviously you saw by the last dungeon that they didn't waste time. So here you have Boomerang Pulse Voice. And yes, they are one shot, one kill with the boomerang. Just like the arrow ones. Alright, so basically, there's no point in doing the shortcut at all. Because you're going to have to go through all these rooms anyway. Because the boss key is up here. And you guessed it, this is where Manhandla is. Come on. Thank you. And I'll show you what that means. Although if you've watched my other LP, you'll know what that means. So here you have Skull Shooters. These guys are from Randomizer. I'm not exactly sure where they were from originally, but they are from Randomizer. I believe that's where Matt got them from. But where they came from originally, I'm not sure. And you have to listen to this old man again. And we'll go that way shortly. Can't really do anything there anyway. You still have to get the raft. And I believe this room has a bomb in it. Yeah, a bomb. Normally I come up from the other direction. Gonna collect all the money I can. My only problem with this quest isn't the actual quest itself. It's that there are other Pulse Voice besides the boomerang ones, and you cannot hurt them with anything but that specific item. So if you were to run out of bombs, or not have the hammer, or something like that, there's no way to kill those Pulse Voice. There's actually really no reason to actually do the bombable walls in this quest, because again, there's no point, because you don't get anything extra. There's no magic key in this quest. In fact, I don't believe it's in any of its quests. I don't even remember it being in Maxi. I have to go back and look. I mean, you get enough bombs that you'd think that it would be a manhandler, but it is not. It sounds like a manhandler, but it is not. And since I'm doing map completion anyway, I mean, you could go that way if you want. I mean, you have everything at this point anyway, so... And no, this dungeon does not have the magic jar. So this dungeon has your first Patra. But realistically, shouldn't be any problem at all. Especially if you've picked up the candle. He's a sitting duck. And you have Batrobe keys in this room. And I have maxed out my wallet. And there is Triforce piece number 3. I'm gonna go spend some money. And then get the other heart container. I feel like I owe these guys a thrashing after giving me my first game over ever. So I'm going through the Lost Woods again, and I'll explain why. Because you get, unless you go through level 4 first, which you can do, I mean, of course, but this is just a little bit. I want to get some more bombs, the bomb expansions. I don't really need the arrow ones just yet. I mean, I will get them at some point, but I don't need them just yet. And I'm running, and I have no room to hold money at this point, nor do I have any money to hold for those super bombs. So, I mean, yes, we could get the wallet, but I'll get that later. All right, so if you go in here, you find the bomb and arrow expansions, and you can buy them twice, and that's it. And that's why I'm not getting the arrow ones, because I actually don't have the money for it anyway. And just to show where it is, that was an amazing place to get a clock. Leave one enemy on this screen. If I remember correctly, the wallet upgrade is up here. And no, level 9 is not here. So this is where I believe you find your wallet. Yep. And now it's just faster to F6 back to the start. Alright, so we are cruising along. And we're going to move on to level 4 now. And then that will probably be it with time. But now we should really have no problems with money, at least for the foreseeable future. There are still things that you need to buy, of course. And the reason why I'm not getting the other heart containers, I'll get it once I beat level 4. You can't get the magical sword anyway until after you beat level 5. Alright, so into the snake. Pretty easy level. There's a couple of problem rooms, of course, like any other dungeon in the universe, but shouldn't be that much trouble. And I'm almost positive we should at least get through this dungeon here and possibly at least get to level 5. I don't make promises that we'll do level 5, but I think we should at least be able to get there. And yes, you already see upgraded Vires as well. And I'm so glad that you could hit them while they're in the air. I hate that. Well, that's one of the things I don't like about randomizer. It's the only thing I don't like about randomizers. You can't hit those guys in the air. So I will end this video at level 5. And then we'll pick it up next week where we left off. And yes, Wizrobes. You are seeing it correctly, but these guys are jokes. And here are likes. You got to be really careful with likes now. They're not simple enemies anymore. They not only eat your shield, depending on the like, but they eat your potions. They can eat your enemy baits. So yeah, these guys are not the same old enemies as they used to be. And yes, the ladder is still here. And then we'll... I mean, obviously, you have to have the ladder to get past this spot here. Don't waste your bombs on these guys. It's not worth it. I'm gonna also try to get Matt in here next week to hopefully also answer any questions you guys may have. If you guys have been wondering about anything with this quest or thought of anything with this quest, start thinking of putting the questions in the comments. He's really good at answering anything that I may not be able to. So what we're going to do to finish up this video, obviously finish up level 4. Then what we're going to go do is get the 2 heart containers that we can get, 2 left. And then we'll go to level 5 and end the video there. And like I said, the aim is an hour. Whether we get there... So these guys will respawn forever unless you actually kill them. So you can use them for grinding too if you like. And I'll go into that room in a minute. I do want to come here. And thankfully I still have some arrows. Alright, so I want to go up here because this is so important. When a statue shoots you, not you shall shoot it. And that is relevant in every single one of his quests, not just this one. Because that is where your first magic jar is. Or in this case, your fourth magic jar. I know Matt is on a different time zone than I am. I'm on Eastern Standard. So there is a possibility that he may have to join us in another capacity. We'll see. But we are going to do our best to try to get him in on these chats. Because I think it would be awesome to have the creator in with the chats. Because again, if you guys have any questions that I cannot answer, he would be the one to answer them for you. And the reason I chose to do it like this is, again, and we'll go back down in a second. I do want to go into this room here. Because in here is going to be your boss key. In case you missed my playthrough or haven't seen it for whatever reason, I have decided to redo this quest. Died in my first video, in my first live recording. And I'll come back into that room in just a second. Yes, it is a Gleeok, but I want to get the map, obviously. And the only way you can get the map is coming into this room here. I really want to try to remember to get map, compass, and obviously boss key you have to get. And these are kind of like the blue whiz robes, but obviously weaker. They obviously do not do like 8 hearts of damage or whatever a blue whiz robe would do. And your 4-headed Gleeok. Get as much damage with the sword as possible. Yeah, that's why, again, I didn't go out of my way to get those 2 heart containers, because, again, you can't get the magical sword anyway, so it doesn't matter. You have to beat level 5 before you can do that. So I guess this is not a good time for people. It's either dinner time for most people or just not a good time in general. So we'll be thinking of a different time for next time, because again, I want to have people in the chat. We didn't have anybody here today. Again, it is okay. I mean, it happens. But I want to try to get people involved. So again, I'm going to reevaluate, see what time people are available. Or just do it at the best time that's convenient for me. And hopefully you guys will join us. So to finish off the video, what we're going to do today is, again, we're going to get the 2 heart containers that are in this area. And we're going to go to level 5 and end it there. I'm not worried about money right now. And I could theoretically beat level 5 quickly if I wanted to. But I'm not going to rush. And then, you know, I want to do it for the next video, because we'll be able to do quite a bit in that next video. such as getting the magical sword. You know, we'll come close to potentially finishing this quest in the next video. It is possible. Because like I said, there's really not too much more. You know, level 6 is in Laurel, 7 is in Laurel, 8, and obviously the star at 9. And the magical sword and all the items that we have to get. And I'm saving some of these money secrets for later on purpose. And obviously we'll get double magic as well. I'll show you guys what's in this game. I don't remember if I did it in the last one. Just explaining about green fairies. So as I walk up this last maze here, before we get to level 5, I'm just going to kind of recap everything we've done and set ourselves up for level 5, which we'll do in the next part. So basically what we've done here today is we've gotten magical boomerang, candle, bow, potion, hammer, blue ring, ladder, raft, small wallet, and bracelet. So join me next time. So join me 1 week from today, where we will see how far we get. We might be able to finish it. We might not. It'll be close. Because we'll at least do level 5, get the magical sword, and plow through as many of the levels as we can in the next part. If we can finish it in the next video, I certainly will try. But I make no promises. And if I need to go over a little bit, if I'm close to it and I just need to do level 9, that's what we'll do. We'll just run through level 9 as quickly as possible if we're close. If we're not close, then we'll finish it in the following video. So join me next time as we continue on and let's play New Legend of Zelda Live. I am Nitro6003, and I'll see you guys all next week.